Listen, do you hear that? That is the sound of your own life leaking away through the cracks of your hesitation. It is a quiet, rhythmic, dripping, drip, drip, drip. Every second you spend preparing, every minute you spend calculating, you are not building a future. You are paying a tax to the void. Look at your hands. Do you own them? Look at your thoughts. Are they yours? Or are they the echoes of a system that designed you to be a perpetual student of your own slavery? They told you that caution is a virtue. They lied. They told you that waiting for the right moment is wisdom. They lied. In the architecture of power, there is no right moment. There is only the moment you seize or the moment you lose forever. Possession is not an accident. It is a surgical strike. You have been managed, categorized, and pacified for so long that you have forgotten the primal scent of victory. Your ancestors did not analyze the predator. They struck. They did not negotiate with the storm. They outran it. But you sit behind a screen, donating your most precious asset, your attention, to masters who do not even know your name. Why? Because you are afraid of the lag. You are afraid that if you move too fast, you might break something. Good. Break it. Break the illusion of safety. Break the cycle of permission. In this kinetic empire, we do not ask for a seat at the table. We own the room, the table, and the very air the others breathe. Do you feel the weight of that? Or does it make you uncomfortable? If it makes you uncomfortable, then your shackles are still tight. Feel the friction. Feel the burn of the metal against your soul. That pain is the only honest thing you have left. Most people live in a state of potential. Do you know what potential is? It is a polite word for not yet. It is a graveyard of dreams that were never executed. I have potential. I am planning. I am researching. Stop. The universe does not reward potential. The universe only recognizes displacement. You must displace the air. You must displace the status quo. You must become a physical force that cannot be ignored. Think about the lag we discussed. That gap between I should and I am. That gap is where your sovereignty goes to die. It is the space where the fiat masters build their mansions using the bricks of your indecision. Every time you wait, you are literally financing your own cage. Does that strike a nerve? It should. It should feel like a cold blade against your throat. Possession begins in the mind, but it is validated only by the hand. If you think like a king but act like a peasant, you are just a jester in your own tragedy. You must align the thought and the strike into a single, seamless movement. Zero lag, no friction, no doubt, just the kinetic flow of an apex predator claiming what was always his. They want you to be balanced. They want you to be reasonable. But have you ever seen a reasonable empire? Have you ever seen a balanced revolution? Power is inherently unbalanced. It flows to the one who is willing to be unreasonable. It flows to the one who refuses to wait for the light to turn green. The light is always green for the one who has already decided to move. Look at the world around you. It is a massive, complex machine designed to keep you in a state of low-frequency vibration. It feeds you enough entertainment to keep you distracted and enough debt to keep you disciplined. You are a battery in their grid. But what happens when the battery becomes aware of its own power? What happens when the energy refuses to flow back into the system and instead begins to build its own circuit? That is the Kinetic Empire. It is a closed-loop system of absolute ownership. You must understand the anatomy of a strike. A strike is not a hesitant poke. It is the total commitment of your entire being into a single point of impact. If you strike with 99% commitment, you fail. If you strike with a shadow of doubt in your eyes, you fail. Possession requires 100% totality. It requires you to burn the ships while you are still standing on the beach. Are you ready to burn the ships? Or are you still looking at the horizon, hoping for a rescue that is never coming? There is no rescue. There is no mentor who will do the work for you. There is no phase 6 until you master the kinetic violence of phase 5. This is the mandate. Possession is the only proof of existence. If you do not own your time, you do not exist. If you do not own your mind, you are a ghost in someone else's machine. If you do not own your future, you are just a ghost waiting for a grave. The architect does not offer hope. Hope is for the weak. I offer you the cold, hard logic of the machine. I offer you the blueprint for the only thing that matters: absolute sovereign control. The anatomy of possession is simple. You see, you strike, you own. Anything else is just noise. Anything else is just the lag trying to convince you that you are still human. No, you are more than human. You are a sapiens rising. You are a kinetic force of nature. Stay with me. Your ancestors survived the Ice Age. They survived the predators. They survived the collapse of civilizations. And why? Because they moved. They didn't wait for a permit. They didn't wait for a strategy call. They took what was necessary for survival, and then they took what was necessary for dominance. Where did that fire go? Did it get extinguished by the constant drip of dopamine from your phone? Did it get smothered by the comfortable blankets of your middle-class mediocrity? Wake up! The anatomy of possession is not a luxury. It is a survival requirement for the year 2026 and beyond. If you do not own your digital presence, you are a ghost. If you do not own your financial freedom, you are a hostage. If you do not own your own attention, you are a product. You feel the pressure building in your chest. That is the kinetic energy looking for a way out. That is the sapiens within you trying to rise above the static noise of the herd. Don't push it down. Don't pacify it with another distraction. Let it drive you to the edge of your sanity, because only at the edge do you realize that you have wings. Look at the waves. They don't ask the shore for permission to land. They strike. Look at the wind. It doesn't ask the trees for permission to blow. It moves. You are a part of that same nature. You are a kinetic force that has been tamed, caged, and taught to beg. I am here to unlock the cage, but you must be the one to step out. Possession. The word itself should feel like iron in your mouth. It means total responsibility. It means if you fail, it is because you chose to fail. It means if you are poor, it is because you allowed the lag to win. Is that uncomfortable? Good. Truth is a blade that only cuts the things that need to be removed. The anatomy of your rise is being written right now. With every heartbeat you allow to pass without execution, what will the next page say? Will it say you waited, or will it say you took it? Prepare your mind, because the next part will strip away the last of your excuses. We are going deep into the pacing of the elite, into the neuro-secrets of those who never lose. But for now, stand up, feel the gravity of your own existence, and realize that the only thing standing between you and the Empire is the lag you choose to tolerate. Move! Own! Sapiens. Rise! Rease! The world is divided into two types of beings: those who react to the pace of others, and those who set the pace of the universe. Do you feel it? The constant invisible pressure to keep up. That is not your natural rhythm. That is the frequency of the herd. The system hums at a low vibrating drone designed to keep your brain in a state of mild, constant anxiety. It is the frequency of the waiting room. You are waiting for the email, waiting for the paycheck, waiting for the permission to finally be alive. But the ones who own the grid, the ones who architect your reality, they move in a different dimension. They do not wait. They do not prepare in the way you have been taught. Their secret is not intelligence. It is not even luck. It is the total elimination of the internal friction. Look closely at the process of a decision. In a managed mind, a thought occurs. Then it hits a wall of doubt. Then a wall of social fear. Then a wall of, what if I fail? By the time that thought becomes an action, it has lost all its kinetic energy. It is a dying spark. But in the mind of the sovereign, the thought and the action are the same thing. Lightning does not plan where to strike. It simply finds the path. And total displacement. You must rewire your nervous system. You have been conditioned to be a buffer, to absorb the shocks of the system without moving. I am telling you to become the shock. Every time you feel that itch of an idea, that sudden flash of a strategic move, and you don't act within the first 3 seconds, you are strengthening the habit of failure. You are literally teaching your neurons to be slow. Is that too harsh? Good. Truth is a blade that only cuts the things that need to be removed. Imagine a world where you are the only one moving in real time, while everyone else is in slow motion. That is what neuropacing feels like. When you stop arguing with yourself, when you eliminate the mental lag, you become incredibly, dangerously fast. The masters of the system hate speed. Why? Because they cannot manage what they cannot catch. Their entire control mechanism relies on you being slow, predictable, and steady. I want you to be a volatile force. What does it mean to be volatile? It means you are untrackable. It means your moves cannot be predicted by an algorithm, because an algorithm can only predict the mind that follows the rules of the lag. When you strike with zero hesitation, you bypass every defense. Think about your current life. What is the lag? Is it that business? Is it that asset? Is it the conversation you are afraid to have? Why are you still sitting there? Look at the waves on those rocks. Do the waves ask the rocks for permission? No, they strike. They retreat, they strike again. They are persistent, they are kinetic, and eventually the rock disappears. The hard, cold, unyielding system eventually crumbles before the relentless pacing of the fluid mind. You are the water. The system is the rock. But you have been told you are the rock, stuck, heavy, unmoving, stable. Stability is a lie told to the cattle, so they stay in the pen. The only true stability is your ability to move faster than the crisis. The only true security is your ability to generate kinetic energy when everyone else is frozen in fear. Listen carefully. This is the protocol. Whenever the voice of the lag speaks to you, whenever it says tomorrow or not yet, you must treat it as a hostile invasion. You must execute a kinetic shock. Do something, anything, that moves you toward the objective immediately. If you think of a call, make it now. If you think of a strike, land it now. You are building a path of immediate execution. At first, it will feel violent. It will feel like you are tearing your own skin. That is the feeling of your shackles breaking. That is the feeling of your managed identity dying. Let it die. A king is not born in a cradle. He is born in the moment he refuses to be a subject. Are you still breathing the recycled air of the herd? Or are you ready to inhale the cold, sharp oxygen of the peaks? Oxygen of the peaks. Possession is not just about owning things. It is about owning the moment. The one who owns the present moment owns the future, because the future is just a series of nows that the others were too slow to catch. Speed is the only currency that doesn't devalue. In the year 2026, the information is everywhere, but the execution is nowhere. The world is full of experts who are paralyzed by their own knowledge. They know everything, but they own nothing. Don't be an expert, be an executioner. Feel the neuro-pacing shifting in your brain. Stop breathing like a victim. Stop blinking like a target. Your eyes should be fixed on the objective, and your feet should already be moving before your mind has time to invent a reason to stop. The elite move without noise. They strike without warning. They have removed the buffer between their will and their reality. And you are still arguing with a ghost in your head. You are still asking for permission from a system that wants you dead. Break the buffer! Whenever you feel that resistance, that heavy sludge-like feeling in your chest, that is the lag trying to reassert control. Push through it. The resistance is the proof that you are moving against the current of the herd. It is the proof that you are becoming a sovereign. Possession, speed, pacing, these are the three pillars of your empire. You have been a ghost for 25 years, wandering through a world you did not build, following rules you did not write. Enough. The doors were never locked. You were just too slow to turn the handle. Turn the handle, break the buffer, become the strike. Stay with me. In the final part of this transmission, we will anchor this kinetic energy into a decree that cannot be broken. But for now, feel the speed, feel the absence of the lag. Move. Move. Everything leads to this moment. The preparation, the waiting, the years of confinement. It was all a simulation, a training ground for the ultimate reality of Phase 5. Do you understand the weight of the crown you are about to claim? It is not made of gold. It is made of relentless kinetic action. Most people will watch this and feel a temporary spark, a fleeting moment of "I can do this," and then they will go back to the scroll. They will go back to the distraction. They will allow the lag to reclaim their nervous system. Are you most people, or are you a sapiens rising? Possession is not a one-time event. It is a daily, hourly, minute-by-minute execution. The system is designed to reclaim you. It wants your energy. It wants your focus. It wants your lag. Every notification, every social norm, every reasonable advice is a hook designed to pull you back into the herd. You must be the fire that burns the hooks. Listen, your time is finite. The architect knows the cost of stillness better than anyone. When you are forced into silence, you realize that movement is the only true language of life. If you are not moving, you are dying. If you are not striking, you are being struck. There is no middle ground. There is no safe neutrality. The Kinetic Empire is not about building walls. It is about destroying them. It is about moving through the world with such speed and precision that the system's tracking mechanisms fail to keep up. Your assets, your mind, your family, your future, everything must be pulled out of the reach of the fiat masters. Everything must be brought into your own sovereign circle, under your absolute total command. How do you start? You start with the next 3 seconds. Whatever your mind has been delaying, strike it now. Do not plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the lie the system tells the slaves. There is only now. Look at the world you are leaving behind. A world of beggars. A world of ghosts. A world of people who are afraid of their own shadow. They live in a perpetual state of almost. They are almost successful. They are almost happy. They are almost free. But almost is the word for those who were too slow to cross the finish line. You are the one who crosses. You are the one who occupies. Possession is the only proof of existence. If you do not own your day, you are a trespasser in your own life. The era of permission is over. The architect does not ask for authority. I create it. You do not ask for power. You become it. Silence. The world will tell you that you are being extreme. Let them. The world will tell you that you are being dangerous. Be dangerous. A lion is only dangerous to those who want to be its master. A sovereign mind is only dangerous to a system that lives on compliance. Your evolution depends on your willingness to be the villain in their story, so you can be the hero in your own. This is the end of the simulation. Phase 5 is the reality. The Kinetic Empire is breathing. It is moving. It is executing. No more hesitation. No more excuses. No more lag. You have the blueprint. You have the Neuro-Pacing. You have the mandate. The only question left is, will you move? Don't answer me with words. Words are cheap. Words are the currency of the ghosts. Answer me with your displacement. Answer me with your displacement. Answer me with the physical changes in your reality. If I look at your life in 1 week and nothing has changed, then you are still a ghost. But if I see the foundations of your old life crumbling, if I see the fire of execution in your eyes, then I will know that a sapiens has truly risen. The era of the architect has begun, and the foundations of the old world are already cracking. Can you hear it? The sound of the collapse and the sound of your own rising. Possession, speed, total, sovereign, control. Strike, own, execute, sapiens, rise.